welcome to Talking Football, covering all the events from La Liga and the Premier League, and there's so much to talk about. With me here in the studio to do it are football analyst Ouriel Daskal and I24 News Michael Friedman, who looks at the reactions from the global press. And tonight we will get ready for the Spanish Clásico coming up next Sunday, with both Real Madrid and Barcelona winning by the same result this weekend. And in England, Chelsea may have lost 2 points at home, but Manchester City is not really challenging them anymore. All this and much more coming up. Let's get started. We begin with Real Madrid, who beat Levante 2-0 at home, Gareth Bale scoring twice, and Ouriel, I feel as if there's something unfair in the way this team is judged. Florentino Perez had to back Ancelotti. Why should Ancelotti be backed? He's in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. He's 1 point away from the top in Spain. What is wrong with them that they have to be backed?
Let me get you into a secret. Ancelotti and Florentino Perez are good friends, and they like each other a lot. I can't see Perez sacking Ancelotti unless, he loses everything, and it's just he wanted him as a coach for years, and he got him, and he backs him because the fans, they whistled and they're not happy because Real Madrid are not winning 6-0 every game. High standards. Real Madrid looked a lot better against Levante because they had Modric back in the team, and it's very important for for the fluidity of the team. And they have Ramos back, who is very important for.
He's been injured for a while.
Yeah, he's been injured for a while, and it's very important for the defensive stability. And if they're going to win against Barcelona, then everything will be forgotten. Yeah.
Michael, what is the press saying about this win of Real Madrid coming just on time after the rough week they had before? Because let's remember, they lost twice, even against Schalke. They may have qualified, but they lost, and the home fans surely didn't like it.
This was definitely a very important win for them. Mirror headlines read, Carlo Ancelotti delighted with motivated Gareth Bale as Real Madrid prepare for Barcelona clash. Bale has had a disastrous few weeks going back, not scoring, but this 2 goals really came at the perfect time, propelling his team to victory. Ancelotti said, I saw a more motivated Bale, more desire, but the whole team had more desire and concentration today. Everybody understood what we had to do and what we have to do on Sunday. So he's getting themselves ready, and as Ouriel said, Modric being back is a very good thing for them for their upcoming game. And they said, we'll go to camp now with the confidence possible, and we will play at our very best. So it's going to be a very important and challenging game ahead for them.
Also, you have that motivational aspect of this, being 1 point behind Barcelona, knowing they have to, to fight their guts out, to win. It's great motivation for a group of champions. I mean, they're all champions, and they all feel like they have something to prove, which is very important for champions. You have to feel. You need to prove something.
So that's on the Real Madrid side. Now let's move to Barcelona. They won 2-0 in Eibar. Not very impressive this time. Seems like they were saving energies for this week. Real Madrid has the privilege of already thinking about the Clásico. Barcelona still has to think about Manchester City. And yet, Ouriel, are we right when we're saying that Barcelona is coming into this game in a better position and a better posture than Real Madrid?
Yes, because they look great, and it seems, well, just look at Messi. He has 24, he's involved in 24 goals.
He has surpassed Ronaldo. 4 months ago, it seemed impossible.
In 2015, he's involved in 24 goals. No team in Spain has scored more than 21 goals in 2015. He's incredible, and it's all about him. If Real Madrid can stop Messi, they'll stop Barcelona. In a way, it's bad for Barcelona to be so dependent on Messi, but if you're dependent, if your big problem is being dependent on the best player in the world, then
it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. He's the key. He's always been the key. And if they're going to win against Real Madrid, then I can't see anyone stopping them.
Michael, what is the press thinking? How is Barcelona coming into this game?
Goal headlines read, Luis Enrique, Barcelona in perfect shape for the Clásico. So he's feeling pretty good at going ahead. Messi, once again, was the man leading them to another victory. So he's got the best player in the world. So Enrique is very positive. He knows that there's a lot to go ahead, and he doesn't think, he's downplaying the importance of this week, even though it is action-packed. But he knows that it's, one step before the Clasico. He has to get ready for the match that comes up with City as he goes. But we have to focus on City because we are playing our classification, and then we will see what happens on the weekend. So he has one match ahead, and then he will get ready for the Clasico and get his troops going.
Yeah, Manchester City can, do some harm to Barcelona looking at, Real Madrid Clasico. Yeah, it's not an easy game. And, you could get players injured. You could... they can screw things up for them.
They will surely have the Clásico in mind. The clash between the two Spanish giants is also a clash of the leading trios in world football. In one corner, it's MSN, Messi, Neymar, and Suarez. On the other, it's the BBC, Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano. If you want to know how the teams are performing, look for the answers in the trio's numbers. Michael Friedman did the comparison.
The two biggest teams in Spain will step on the pitch again for the Clásico next Sunday on what will surely be a heated battle. Both teams are looking to bring home the Spanish League title, and this match may very well be the deciding factor. While both clubs have a lot of talent in their squads, there are three unique players for each side. Real Madrid was first to give Karim Benzema, Gareth Bale, and superstar Cristiano Ronaldo the nickname the BBC. But it didn't take long for Barca's three heroes to find themselves with their own abbreviation. Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, and Neymar have received the name MSN after their fantastic performances together. Real Madrid's BBC connection was electric leading up to the winter break, putting together a new Spanish record with their 22-match winning run. But since coming back, the MSN have stepped up to overshadow their rivals. The numbers don't lie, and for this rivalry between the BBC and the MSN, the Barca stars have outshined the Madrid trio. And when you break down the individual performances by each player since January 1st, the MSN trio has been far superior in all competitions. Messi played in 17 matches in all competitions and scored 20 goals with 11 assists. Suarez played in 16 matches and scored 10 goals with 7 assists. And finally, Neymar played in 16 games and scored 12 goals and had 1 assist. For their rivals, the BBC numbers were significantly lower. Benzema has played in 16 matches with only 6 goals and 1 assist. Bale also played in 16 matches but scored just 5 goals with 3 assists. Ronaldo was their top star, finding the net 9 times with 4 assists in the 14 games he played in. The Barcelona players may therefore have the mental edge. Neymar has even gone out to the Spanish media to say, "We are better than the BBC." He can back this up as the MSN scored 42 goals with 19 assists as opposed to 20 goals and 8 assists for the BBC. The Brazilian striker knows what the stakes are for this match and is looking forward to stepping onto the pitch on Sunday.
The Clásico will be very important. We approach it as a final. We have a very good team and are only thinking about victory.
Barcelona will be looking to stay on top of the table and hoping for the treble this season, while Real Madrid still believe they have what it takes to reclaim the top of La Liga and wish to defend their Champions League title. So with everything on the line, it will be another battle for supremacy. Along with the fate of the BBC and the MSN, the two Spanish giants will look to carve their teams' names once again in history.
Ouriel, we're obviously speaking of trios, and anyone would want to have these kind of strikers. The question is, 3 strikers is too much? Because Bale and Benzema together are having a problem when they're next to Cristiano. And Neymar and Suarez, we're seeing that. Now Suarez is good. Does it come in the place of Neymar?
Well, you have hierarchy, and I think in Barcelona and in Real Madrid, you have, the big alpha male striker, like Messi is not really alpha male, but is an alpha striker.
Alpha striker.
Yeah, and you have Ronaldo, who is an alpha male and an alpha striker. So you have that hierarchy, and the teams are working for them. In Real Madrid, less so, I think. In Barcelona, Messi is really, has taken control over the team, and that's why I think they're playing so well, because he's controlling it from behind. He's more of a playmaker. He's also a striker. He's dishing out to Neymar, passing to Suarez, playing with them, and that's why I said before that Messi is the key. Less in Real Madrid's. In Real Madrid's trio, because in a way, Ronaldo is more dependent on his teammates than Messi.
Creates less of his own.
Yes, and you have players, they're saying about Bale and Benzema. I think Isco is a lot more important than Bale or Benzema because, he's pulling the strings from under the guys.
And we definitely know this. The comparison between the trio will be very important this Sunday. Now let's take a look at the other results from the Spanish League. Valencia win for the 8th time in the 11 matches they played since the winter break, this time 2-0 against La Coruña. Atletico Madrid are unable to win again for the 3rd straight game as their match in Barcelona against Espanyol ends in a goalless draw. They have a crucial match tomorrow night in the Champions League. And Seville keep their hopes of qualifying to the Champions League next season as they beat Elche 3-0. One more match coming up tonight, Getafe hosting Real Sociedad. A week before the big clash at the Camp Nou, Barcelona leads with 65 points, one more than Real Madrid in second. It's also a 1-point gap between third and fourth. Only this time Valencia is on top with 57, one more than Atletico Madrid. And further down is Seville with 52. Now to the Premier League, where Chelsea were hoping to find some comfort after the disappointing exit from the Champions League, but it didn't really happen. 4 days after that frustrating draw with PSG, Chelsea returned to Stamford Bridge and took the early lead through Diego Costa's header. But Southampton were quick to reply with a Dusan Tadic penalty. No more goals were scored until the end. 1-1 was the final score. Losing points at home may be a problem if there is a strong challenger behind, but this is not exactly the case. After this weekend loss in Burnley, Manchester City look closer to losing their Champions League ticket than they are to the championship race. George Boyd, with his second-half goal, secured the 3 crucial points for the home team in their fight against relegation. Manuel Pellegrini, on the other hand, tries to stay optimistic. He knows this may be the week which will leave his team without any trophies to win.
We know that every point that we drop is more difficult, of course, to reach the top of the table. We continue in the second position of the table, so we are not doing so bad. We have 27 points more that we must fight to try to keep this position, and we must try from tomorrow to trust in what we are doing and try to win on Wednesday in Barcelona.
Ouriel, 2.5 months ago, Manchester City actually closed the gap from Chelsea. For 1 weekend they were tied. Since then, all went wrong. What went wrong?
Well, first of all, they can still do it. They're a team with...
And yet,
yeah. They have, they've done it against Manchester United before. They can do it again, okay? So let's not put them to bed.
And
yet, I think this team is just a little bit, less hungry than it was 2 years ago or 1 year ago or even 3 years ago. They're a bit older, they're more experienced, but they're less sharp, and they need to some kind of rebuilding. You have less ideas, less fresh ideas. They score less from set pieces, 15 goals less than last season. So they need something to change. Usually, you change the coach, and then you bring in new ideas and different vision and all that. But it could be a squad thing. They could need some really restructuring.
And Michael, what is the press saying? First, Ouriel says they can still do it. What is the press thinking about the team and about Pellegrini?
Well, the Guardian headlines read, Manuel Pellegrini is a dead man walking after Manchester City lost at Burnley. The manager is not looking to be in good shape right now, and he said we must find a way to improve upon our results. So Pellegrini is under pressure, City is under pressure, but despite everything, the manager says when you have a mathematical chance, you have a chance to win the title. But all in all, the press knows that Chelsea is the team to win, and if anything is to go, it will be a challenge for City to really conquer that.
What else can Pellegrini say? Obviously, now this weekend may have given us a better picture as to who will be the teams fighting for the Champions League tickets. Arsenal may still make something out of this season. The FA Cup and a Champions League spot will not be too bad. They look on course as they beat West Ham 3-0. Same result for Manchester United at home against Tottenham. Liverpool could get close with a win tonight in Swansea. Chelsea are first with 64 points, 6 more than Manchester City, and with a game in hand, making with 9 games to go. It may be the end of the race. the citizens should look down as Arsenal is just 1 point away. Manchester United is also close by. And Liverpool, as we said, may get close. 4th place has to go through Champions League qualifying. 5th place means no Champions League, so watch out Manchester City. Ouriel Daskal, Michael Friedman, thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you.
And that's it for Talking Football this week. The Tuesday show will not air this week due to the Israeli elections. We will be back with the 2 shows next week. And we will be here as usual with our Sports Weekend show. Till then, thank you for watching and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.